Hello cultivators, welcome to the 15th episode, if I'm not wrong, of the Chaos playthrough of the game Tales of Immortal. And this episode we will continue with the quest, the main quest, in the Trio region. So if you remember, like 2 episodes ago we sort of stopped here with the Goumang fight. That's when we first come to Transcendent. Oh, sorry, we were still in Reborn at that time. Then I come to Transcendent, I visited all the shrines, but I didn't do this fight. Because in my memory, Goumang fight was a bit difficult. Turns out the first fight was actually quite easy. The main thing about the Goumang fight, you look at your status. So just above my items, there is a status. So there is 4, 6 now. That is the poison thing you get. You should not let this exceed 10. The moment it exceeds 10, you die. Yeah, and they realized the first fight against Goumang is actually quite simple. So that was not expected. And if you continue with the quest, you will face this tree monster. I believe this is the only time you face this tree monster if you're using the eye. So you have to use this time to gain its skill. Even the skill is not that great. But for me at this point, because I am already like year 24, late year 24, I'm Transcendent late with Transcendent Realm attack mind skill, aka move, so I'm quite powerful. So this tree for me is just pretty simple, and I didn't even use much. I'm still using my Reborn level special skill, and it's done quite nicely. And I think the next fight is against Bihong, aka Divine Mulberry Guardian. I think if in your first quest, main quest, Holy quest, you can also fight her if you directly ask for the tree branch, Mulberry tree branch from her. Though I'm sure that I've never done that in my personally, but I'm sure she won't be as difficult as now, because at that time there should be a maybe Chi condensation or golden core. But yeah, at this point I don't find she that that strong, because she's unlike Goumang, she doesn't really have that very deadly poison. So she basically is just simply dealing with her, and you will see this a lot, the sword heavenly skill, because it's quite powerful, as you can see. One shots. And the next fight, if I'm not wrong, is Flymouth. So this is a bird which will flying around. Sometimes they peck you further away, so the main thing also is it will leave a lot of feathers on the ground, and those feathers can damage you. And that is what makes this bird a bit annoying. Like, first of all, because when it's flying and living in feather, you can't do much damage to it. I think it's kind of immune to damage. Like, and yeah, I see only once it stops, I can deal some damage to it. When it's flying or when it's using this skill to push me away, you don't do much damage to it. So that basically drags the battle much longer, and also, again, just like, as usual, it's not controllable, like every single other trio monsters. And also, like this, it pushes you away, dealing attack to you, flying around so that basically you can't use break your combo. But then, as usual, Fire Phoenix plus Sword Heavenly skill basically kills everything. In this case, almost kills it, and just need to use the gourd. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the next fight would probably be the Goumang fight again, and this is the one fight in my memory that was difficult. And indeed it is. I mean, main thing is, as just I mentioned it previously, you need to keep very careful with your location. Do not step into his poison, because you will get poison, and once the poison stacks reach 10, no matter how much HP you have, you instantly die. So be very careful with like this. When he summons all these things, do not step into it. So I have 8 stacks, which is already very scary. And my fish decided to step inside that poison for too long and immediately died. I think this is the only time my transcendent level fish died, Kazi. And here, I am trying to stand myself and try to, use motion skill to get out from the poison circle, and just waiting for my heavenly skill to ready, and then just simply the same thing, piang piang piang, fire and sword, and basically cut more than half of his health. It also makes the later on fight easier. Just like this, Goumang is done. So this battle is really just to be careful where you're standing. And this time is we first time meet Xingtian, and so this is actually I never noticed this. I think I completely forgotten this. Before you meet Xingtian, you somehow need to fight Lydra again. At this point, I'm not even sure if it is a bug or not, because this Lydra looks suspiciously weak. But good thing is, it's kind of the only chance you can directly use Gore to get a, I don't know, Transcendent level or Reborn level Lydra. But yeah, I was caught it by surprise. And anyways, this is actually the first time you deal with Xingtian. And this is basically the same as the first phase of Xingtian, except you have no Goumang to protect you. And this basically means you die. So the first phase of Xingtian is the same thing as this. You can't do any damage to it. So I tried to do this again and realized, yeah, its HP does not decrease at all. So basically you're just supposed to die. So I just stand here and let it kill me. And because you are not actually dead, apparently there is the plot. And Zhanglao, not Zhanglao, the elder Luo Ying will save you and sacrifice herself. And then you need to talk with, check out Luo Ying's case and talk with everyone. And finally, you will fight Xingtian again. And in this case, I will explain what are the things about Xingtian. So the first phase is still the same, that you just need to dodge its attack. And yeah, here you have everyone helping you. So Xingtian's attack, one is he shoots out this thing. You move one step and use any skill to generate a shield to protect yourself. The second attack is laser. You just keep on walking, and then at the end of the laser, use your motion skill or use any skill to generate a shield to protect yourself. That's basically how to survive the first phase. Again, you see that all the attack was done by blocked by the shield. And now I keep standing inside the Goumang's circle because there's another attack of it. You need to stand there. And here I was stupid enough and moved more than one step and directly knocked into his other attack and lost a lot of HP. Yeah, one step and any skill to generate a shield. That's basically it. For the laser, just keep moving, and at the end of the laser, use any shield, any skill to generate a shield or use your motion skill. And somehow for this case, probably because I've used my fire motion, so he never used that full screen attack. And I directly get into the second phase. But if he has full screen attack, just stay near Goumang, that's it. The second phase is annoying to many people, mainly because you have to kill the axe and the shield at the same time. That is the main problem. And at first I was thinking that, yeah, let me try to kill both. So the key point is you wait till both are low HP, and you wait when they are not in this invincible mode. Just now when the axe was shooting a lot of light, that's invincible. Otherwise you can do damage to them. Initially they will start talking as well, and then while talking they are also invincible. Like this is invincible mode axe, and I can do damage to the shield, and now the shield is invincible. So when they are talking, so you first have to wait till they are stop the chit chat, and then because they are both fighting each other, so it's hard to keep their HP both are in the non-healthy level, because if you attack a bit too much, then they will lose too much HP. So in this case, I was thinking maybe it's time for me to use any skill to kill the axe. because the shield already have very low HP. You see it here? I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should use... And turns out, X immediately dead. That was not expected. I never noticed I have so high damage to kill the X immediately, and here is the same. The shield is almost dead immediately, and now the X is in limit mode, but then I just used a sword heavenly skill. Apparently, this was still a bit too slow, and now they are revived. So I know a lot of people find this very annoying, because you have to kill both at the same time within 2 seconds. So around this time I realized that my damage is quite high. Just by simply using martial skills, I can drain their HP very fast. So I decided to not use too much skill, just wait and only use my martial skill to bring down their HP to maybe 40%-ish. Like here, then I bring the shield down to 30-40%, then I decide to go with the axe. And it brings down really fast. That's the part which I never realized. So actually they are quite weak. Both the axe and the shield, they are quite weak. Even in chaos. So at this point I realized I should not attack any of them. I directly use my heavenly skill to kill both, because both of them have very low HP. And in the middle of this, they entered the invincible mode. I was like, oh shit, I have to do this again? But turns out, no, actually, even though themselves are invincible, because their souls can be killed, so I can easily deal with both of them at the same time. So after this, you enter the third phase of Xingtian, which is actually the actual phase. Turns out it's not difficult at all. It has obviously giant ass huge area attacks, but it's not a lot of attack. Do you know what I mean? It's basically keep dealing attack to you 3-4 times, and if you have any shield can cancel any amount of attack one time. So as long as you are using your skills to continue to generate a shield, you are not getting damaged much. And obviously I'm using a fire sword in this case, so I just continue using my special skill and fire motion to build up fairy flames levels at the same time, and it can't do much damage to me. So I found Xingtian's third phase quite easy. Then I tried to use a sword heavenly skill as usual, and I would say this entire episode will probably simply sword heavenly skill. But Xingtian apparently entered this kind of invincible mode because its main thing have moved away. And even though I killed the soul, and it doesn't do much damage to it. So that was a bit annoying, I have to say. And then it's moving back, I'm chasing behind his ass, trying to do more damage to it. And you see that just now a bluebird slash I deal more damage compared to my sword heavenly skill. So timing is important. Like a lot of the gimmick boss have this invincible or have very low damage phases. And if your high damage attack is right into that phase, you basically wasted that one time. But other than that, it's not very difficult. And in this fight, I believe I equipped a heavenly skill, a passive one, which allows me to recover 40% of my MP. And here, I already finished it, and I never realized. I was still thinking, did he stop my heavenly skill? But turns out, it's quite easy, and you just use the power of friends and family, I guess, to defeat Xingtian. Right, continue with what I haven't finished. I used this passive to recover MP because that's the main problem of Fire Sword. Then I just continue walking to the right side. You just need to continue walk. I think a few people got confused here. They don't know what to do after defeating Xingtian. Because sometimes maybe your computer just stuck. Then it's a pain, and because it's completely black or white, you don't know what is happening. But If your computer does not stack, then you just continue walk towards the right side, and eventually you will reach again white, and finally a village. And this is the village below the Tianyuan mountain. So here you will meet a little panda and everything else. So the first thing here, you see this little, what do you call, a well here. And if you have Jingwei, I assume you need Jingwei to be alive to see this little Easter egg. So you jump down to this and you will see the development team who is trying to fix the bug. So this is just a little Easter egg. Apart from this, you need to roam around and start to activate all. There are 8 different monuments or stele. You need to activate each of them. Eventually they will reveal all the Tianyuan village around. And here this another, not really Easter egg thing, but you see this little King Luhua thing? And you will find the King Luhua's previous place. And I believe this was supposed to be the Chicken Fight minigame design, but that thing's still not there yet. And yeah, once you finish all the 8 steles, you will light up most part of this Tianyuan village except very middle. And also you can see this broken stele here. This is where you can start the challenge in the stele, which will show a bit later part in this video. Yeah, from this part you can get the last heavenly skills. Right, let's start try to challenge the Stele, and I will only do once the normal mode because continue doing harder difficulty will be a bit difficult for me because I'm not really much optimized yet. So let's see what am I. So my attack is not too high, 14k. Usually I would say 15k would be better, but that would require me to have a better move. For example, right now the move I do have 2 special sub-skills. The one scales with martial arts point and one scales with maximum vitality point. Now, the problem is it's better if I need to get another one. So basically, once either my stats something reach a certain point of my increased attack, that would probably bring up my attack a bit more, close to 15k. But I chose this one because I need to the Wandering Cloud, the transition effect. So combined with my Sutra. And yeah, the Sutra is fine. It does have this scale with martial arts skills with herb points. And it brings my vitality to 300k, which is okay, not great. Then my guide is still from Reborn Time, if you recall. And I should probably upgrade this because this does have Phantom Disappear to recover energy for my Water Phantom, as well as the shield, which is very important. Now, the thing is, I kind of want a set effect with some kind of like guide. For example, right now I do have the clicking J with my technique as well as my divine power. So these the 2 set effect allows me to release 1 more Dragon Slayer sword, dealing some damage. So it's some damage boost. But because of this, my technique was not that great, and I have quite low defense, so it's kind of dangerous. And also, my divine power is good. I haven't really comprehended the last sub skill to minus 80%. If I have that, it will be much better. But I have been comprehending a lot and couldn't get it. And even the cooldown is not minus 6 seconds, instead minus 5 seconds, so it's not optimal. And apart from this, I'm still using the Northern Soul Mastery and the Foundation Secret Manual, and I do not have Compendium. So ideally, I should have a better divine power, so I should have used my previous Northern Soul one. Yeah, this one. At least I have comprehended this one to maximum. Or at least I should have something here to increase my attack more, so can bring up my attack a bit more. But you know, Transition effect is really hard to find good sub skills, and but I think this should be enough. I have standard this. None of the artifact spirits have super high talent, so Meng Yi is probably my best one come to maximum here. I should probably make the summons to make my phantom stronger. Yeah, but yeah, I have this in my vote, but I'm too lazy to do it. For Mu Qing, I haven't even upgraded her to maximum. Same thing for Ling Ge. I got this one and this one. That's it. And Cang Yang, I got a little bit shield. And Ling Shuang was only there because I was doing the quest for the Immortal Shrine. But I think that should be enough. Then I do have a Transcendent Martial skill, a Transcendent Special skill. Then I have Enlightenment, Water Motion, and Blink Distance. I hope this is enough. I have the feeling that Blink Distance 426 is not enough to escape from the King Luhua. So, but we'll see. Then I do have a Phoenix. This really just to use this to generate Fairy Flames, combined with the Secret Menu, as well as the Sword Heavenly Art. This should allow me to do good damage. So, let's try to do it. So the Stele would be something like a continuous challenge. There are few of them. I think it's one big fight and one small fight. The small fights are like this, just a bunch of elites. So I consider this as a chance for you to recover HP and MP. If you have those special sub-skills in your Sutra and in your guide. Like every time you kill a elite, you recover HP and MP, so that's a good thing. Now the second fight will be starting with two mythic monsters. The human-faced feline and the five-tailed crimson leopard. Both are annoying Chiyu mythical beasts. Annoying in the sense that they can't be controlled and they move around extremely fast. And the human-faced feline can stun you, which can be annoying, especially when you are using your heavenly skill and it stuns you. And here I am simply using a water sword with a fire ultimate so that I can generate the fairy flames and then combine with my heavenly skill, which is the sword heavenly skill. I can deal a lot of damage. So this is basically what I do. I use my ult generates a lot of fairy flames. I use this and it will do a lot of damage by itself. And also, if I am at that time I have the murderous rights on, sometimes it can one-shot those enemies even in this normal difficulty. Normal difficulty of the Stele, we are still in chaos difficulty. I realize there are two different things. Anyways, here I didn't trigger the crit attack, so this doesn't really one-shot them, but it does allow me to basically bring down their HP a lot. Now, still, they are quite annoying, and then I realized that this leopard seemed to be stuck there, and just when I was doing some damage to it, it decided to move again. So right now I'm just simply jumping around with my motion skill and my special skill, basically Shadowly Sword. I'm waiting for my next Sword Heavenly skill, and this just happened. And I got blocked. I got stunned by this human-faced feline. I was very angry, so I just used Sword to get rid of her. Then try to use this again. This time it's without really the Fairy Flame damage amplification, so it won't do as much damage to use this leopard, but it should still do something. As you can see, its damage is not that great, but it's okay. And after dealing with the soul, which brought down a chunk of his damage, now it's time to use the gourd again. So this level is not too difficult, and I got some jade from it. In the end of this video I will talk about what kind of items you get from Stele. And then level 3 is again a simple, easy, chilled fight for you to regain some HP and MP. You just need to be a bit more careful to not get stunned in this kind of elite one. Because once you get stunned, you might take all the damage. Now, next one is some quite annoying one. As you know, Goumang really limits your move because if you get poisoned too much, you die. And as well as Xuanming, hits this little ice thing, and his ice tornado is also annoying to limit your move. So initially, I was keeping myself at the very left of the screen so that I won't step into Goumang's any of these poison circles. But that of course means that I need to be a bit more careful with the Xuanming thing. And now Goumang is moving to my side, and I decide to move myself to the right side. So basically you keep distance from this guy. And then it's time to use the main thing. I used the Phoenix, but I realized that it's lagging a bit, and only now the Phoenix just appeared. So I used my Sword Heavenly skill. This will bring down their HP a lot, if I'm not wrong. And in fact, you can see that now all three of them are under half of their HP. And they are also stunned, so it's a great time to do some damage to it. So I was actually surprised Hotu, so the Earth Goddess, was so easy to brought down, because I remember when I was doing this level in the very hard, Hotu is the last one to to finish, because she does not summon that giant golem to get damaged. But in this case, she seemed to summon that quite often, so it's very easy for me to deal damage to her. And I'm focusing on Goumang right now because I don't want him and his stupid poison. And now Hotu is almost done. And Xuanming is still there, but my Heavenly Sword skill is ready, and I just need to use the second time this. This would probably allow me to kill Hotu and bring Xuanming to almost dead. And that's exactly is what's happening, and basically dealing with this level easily. Again, the next one is a simple thing, but I noticed that there are some new elites in the Chiyu region. Some of them can be very nasty. I actually don't know which one. It's either the spider or this sheep thing. Like this is this thing. It tries to suck you to the poison of that thingy. And I remember another of them can summon some kind of web which drains all your MP. Those are a bit nasty, so keep yourself mobile when dealing with those elites. And the next one is Sunny and Bingy again. So this is basically a replica of the fight you... which one was it? Come from Transcendent early to middle? Yeah, right, it's the same thing, and it would be exactly the same way. You deal with Sunny much easier because Sunny is weak. And to be honest, Bingy is equally weak. It's just she has this invincible face. And also she has this one thing which almost killed me in this battle. You will see it very soon. So here I'm just doing my normal thing, generating a lot of phantom, doing attack, summoning my Siphonic, using my Sword Heavenly skill, and hoping for a crit damage with Fairy Flame amplification. And I don't think it got crit, but still almost killed Sunny, and just need one more, two more maybe, and Sunny is dead. Now I'm just waiting for Bingy. So right now she still seems to be stunned, so we are just doing a lot of damage, and then she starts this thing again. At a certain point I just feel like I'm just standing here and waiting for this skill seal to finish and then start all the other jazz. So normal difficulty, mostly you can use your Sword Heavenly skill combined with Fairy Flame damage applications. You go through everything. But higher difficulties, especially the 3 Immortal fight, it is a bit more difficult, I would say. And here, I don't know what skill he used, I'm almost dead. At that time I was kind of shocked. I was thinking, what? What just happened? Where's my Conceal Nivara go? Which means she dealt a series of attacks. Each of them get rid of 15% of my HP at the same time. That can bring my HP from nearly full to nearly zero. So be very careful with this attack. So keep some distance from her. And here it comes with what I mean. This little nice Elias is just a nice way for me to recover some HP and MP. So not only because I can, just when they die I gain HP and I gain MP, and with Muqing's 8 times recovery, it might actually 4 times, I gain more HP, but also simply blood power also allows me to just do some lifesteal. So after this fight, my HP is kind of in half healthy. And then you have to deal with these two. What are their names again? Ethereal Illusion, yeah, 东方明雪, as well as Flaming Wind, 腾龙. So actually this is the image of those ones, you can see from their HP bar. Again, it's the same thing. It's similar to the Sunny and Bingyi in the sense that Tanglong was like Sunny. She is weak and she should usually you kill her fairly fast. And the Mingxue is a bit like Bingyi in the sense that first of all she's stronger, and as usual she have her normal annoying skills like generate 3, generate the wind wave, and infinite doge. But in this case I was really lucky here, because I think my Sword Heavenly skill just got some crit attack, and that directly killed Tanglong. So when you crit with your Heavenly skill with all the Fairy Flame, you can literally one-shot this normal level Immortals. If you look at their HP, it's still quite high. It's not like, it's like 38 million. But yeah, you can literally one-shot them. But after this, it is a long and boring time because don't for me, it's annoying. She's agile, she does this kind of attack which basically soft stun you. She sometimes has this damage, either damage reduction or just infinite doge, and she can summon 2 other of herself to deal more damage to you. So basically I do not want to deal with her. I'm just waiting for my ultimate move to get it back, and I'm doing it at the right bottom, and all 3 of them are at the top left. But this should kill it. Yes, it indeed kills it, but even you kill the whole thing, you still have to kill these 2 illusions to finish the battle. But that shouldn't take too long, and yeah, I didn't even take any damage, so I was really lucky in this battle. And I think this is the last small battle, basically to allow you to recover some HP and MP. And so the thing is, if you stop any of these things, try to get out of here, doing something else or recover something, you can't do it. The next time you have to wait for 3 months. So I try to finish all the challenge all at once. And here we go, the 3 Immortals. Annoying. Lydra the main damage output, Jianyi the main control, and Luhua the main bitch, I would say. Now, hard level will increase their HP 5 times, and very hard increase 10 times, and they also increase their damage. So, oof. So, main thing about this is King Luhua will seal your motion skill, which is very annoying. And Liju's the shadow of his spear can seriously limit your motion, because if you get close to the spear, you take a lot of damage. So you need to keep really far away from those spears. In this case, like just around here, I just get close, and you can see I again take more damage. And now my motion skill was sealed by the King Luhua. I was like, oh shit, this is not good. Let me just directly use my out, let's call it, and this should bring down Lydra if I'm lucky, or at least cripple it. And I think I again got really lucky in this case. Yeah, so as you can see, it brings completely one-shot Lydra and put Jianyi and King Luhua both into less than 1/3 of their health. So after this, it would be an easier fight, except that I still need to be careful because King Luhua becomes berserk once it lose some health, so it will attack much more often, and each time I do this motion skill, he will try to chase me, try to steal my motion skill. So I really need to move away from him so that get out of his range to steal the motion skill in this case. So I am going around really fast, and you can see this chicken just continuously after my life while I'm doing circles and waiting for my heavenly skill to finish. And this is around the time, I believe. Phoenix and Sword Heavenly Skill. Now you can see why Jianyi is the most annoying one. Just as I'm almost about to finish, it stuns me. Anyways, so I luckily the second time didn't get stunned. It won't be as much damage as first time because now the Fairy Flame has done. But still, this is good enough to bring both of them down to 0 HP. And I got Xingtian's memory from it. Alright. So this will be a Stele. And I wouldn't try to do the hard here because reasons. And after the Stele fight, you get all this heavenly art from it. And I think now my heavenly art is complete. And from this Devouring Pagoda, you also get this one as well. So finishing the Stele will also brings you some special items. For example, there is Xingtian's memory, which is great. And there is also this exotic sacred jade. So this will use to refresh the treasures in here if you want some certain transition effect. For example, if I want to say, do you have to give 3 of them? So I give them 3. And then you can choose what kind of special one you want. For example, I want a sword traditional art. And then you will give everything will be 3. The sword one. And then it will be refreshed in 3 months. And so if you keep on challenging the Stele, you will get more this jade, and therefore it's easier for you to get the special thing that you needed. And for example, I might, out of this is a clinking jade one, special divine power, and this one is really bad. And mastery, this one, no, also really bad. Another divine power, and it's flourish flow flake. This one is actually quite good, I would say. Yeah, it is quite good because there's a motion skill cooldown and damage taken. You have attack one, so I might take this. The thing is, I kind of want all 4 different transition effects for this. That means, and I would need to use maybe a different special skill. In this case, even if I get 1 divine power, I would still need a guide, a companion, and probably a mastery if I want to keep Sutra for the Wandering Cloud. And you can see it's very difficult, like the mastery, this one is just so bad, it doesn't have any cooldown. Basically, this is how you get special transition effects, and it's not much useful, I would say. Apart from this, can I quit this? Anyway, apart from this, there is also this interesting item. Basically, you can use this to defeat Nether Demon. You can choose this or this. That actually doesn't matter. Sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes it directly kills it. So I say okay, and yeah, it directly kills Nether Demon. It skips the fight in this case, and brings me something. And or, for example, let me try a surprise attack, and turns out I have to fight it. And okay, so it's grade 10. Let's see how it goes. I realize I have never shown how to fight the Nether Demon in this series. So basically, initially I have to fight NPC phase, and it is usually extremely simple. But after this, you would need to fight the monster phase, and it would be much more difficult in general. In this case, because it can use a lot of different type of monster skills. I would think this should be quite even. And obviously kill it. They are annoying enough. So yeah, that's the 3 special items. The exotic sacred jade to refresh the menu thing, the incense so that to kill the nether demons, as well as Xingtian's memory. I think you can still get 1 or 2 more because I already have 1 and 3 storage stored another one. So yeah. And I think that would be about this episode, because the next to continue the quest will be directly go to the go to the Tianyuan mountain, and I do not want to do it now because when I do it, I finish the whole series. I still want to wait for the official version come out to implement something, maybe make my character a bit better, refreshing transition effect, get better mind skills. I'm not super happy with this one or this one, but you see that Xingtian Jade is not bad. The 2 set is good enough. Obviously, when it increases the amount of sword shadowless sword, that's good. The problem is, as you can see, I already refreshed the thing, and it never gave me the correct mind skills. So it's just RNG fest at this point. And many people are kind of scared by the Beerus dialogue, but he doesn't really do anything. So yeah, that would be it for this episode. As usual, thank you for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Well, this next time will be probably further. See ya.